Hey guys, so today we're going to try to make some progress on this 1949 Packard. I want to get out, remove the rear end and replace it with this rear end we have here. Um, so the new rear end is from a, let's see, I think it's a 98, something like that, Ford Explorer, and it has the limited slip, which you can see. See right here it says 3L73. That means the gears ratio inside is 3.73 and the L means limited slip. So when we spin tires, we'll spin both tires. And this car, maybe with just put an engine and transmission and the rear end in there and maybe we can drive it. Looks pretty okay. Packard is not all that common of a car. At the time it was a kind of car for wealthy people, sort of like Rolls-Royce. Not quite, but kind of. Has a trim piece missing there on the headlight. The dent in the fender. Interestingly, it has a panhard bar, which you can see right there. Right there. That's really odd to have leaf springs in a panhard bar, but it has it. I got started a little bit already removing this rear axle, and all the bolts were 3/4 inch socket. I like that. All these bolts here are 3/4 inch, and that bolt right there was 3/4 inch, and the 4 bolts on the bottom of the U-bolts for the leaf spring plate were all 3/4 inch. And I just cut this cable, parking brake cable, and the hydraulic hose, I cut that. And I tried to get these bolts out, but I haven't had any luck. They're all kind of rounded off. So I'll try to maybe just remove all this stuff, the rear end and drive shaft together. So that should work. This side was more stubborn than the other. I ended up cutting off the plate. Which that's odd because these threads are in pretty good shape. And the nuts unscrewed easily, but yet the bolt is rusted stuck into this plate. And it's not threaded in there, it's just passed through, so I don't really know how that could be possible, but that's what happened. Here's the other 2 pieces of the U cut off. And there's the nuts there. And the shock absorber was pretty stubborn. You see the shock absorber right here. That was also a 3/4 inch socket to take that off. Alright, so I guess I'll just take that last nut off and put the jack under it, and I hope it comes out. Let's try it. This is a rubber cushion to the panhard bar. Goes up here. It's in pretty good condition. much of the end. Okay, it should come out. Uh-oh. Getting closer. Oh, fell out something there. Almost. pretty much out, almost. Maybe we can just slide it out the back. Well, we got it out. I'm gonna pull on a little more. Okay, let's take a quick look at this. Look at that, it's in good condition. Those are really coarse splines too. Universal joint's alright. These are those nuts I couldn't get out. These are not U-bolts, it's something else. Well, looks like the panhard bar is attached to this welded on piece, the axle pad. Oh, here you can see where I cut the cable, both sides, and the hose. Look at that hose, it attaches with this huge bolt. Huh. Looks like it has a removable third member here, like a Ford 9-inch. And I thought this was weird, it has these little nuts and cotter pins on the hub. And these lug nuts are not nuts, they're bolts. Kind of like some trailers or a maybe a European car. Real narrow drums too. Huh. Well, the one that's going in should be much better. It has disc brakes. Wow. I think I would have been happier if it had drum brakes, but I didn't find one of those. So this will be okay. Anyway, this car is going to have drum in the front and disc in the rear. Isn't that strange? Maybe need a something like a 10 psi valve for the front but nothing for the rear or something. Take out the residual pressure valve from the master cylinder. Might be tricky. If anyone has any thoughts, you can write a comment and I'll try to think about how to do it the best way. These pads will be in the wrong spot too, so the next thing to do is cut these off, and we'll need to weld it in the correct spot. And the old axle was axle over spring. I think I'm going to do axle under spring just to make it easier and make the back end higher, which I'm not sure if that looks good or not. Maybe not, but I think it's easier, so that's what I'll do. Okay, so in conclusion, there's what the bottom looks like. I was really impressed with the frame on this car. Let me get a better view. Look at how thick and tall that frame is. That's probably 8-inch tall and an X in the middle, and then 2 more parallel frames on the side. It's a lot of strength for just a car. More like a truck frame. Then there's the 2-speed automatic transmission. I'll try to figure how to get that out pretty soon too. And it has a, in the front here, some coil springs and a center link, really long lower control arms, so it's kind of a one of the first independent front suspension. But it looks like the Chevy V8 would fit in here just great, since it's got that cross member in the front and the space for the oil pan sump at the back. So anyway, that's it for this video. The next one, I'm gonna cut those spring pads off and try to get that rear axle mounted. See you next time.